In today's lesson, we're talking about the most important question that a web designer can ask. Who should you be selling high-end websites to and who you should avoid? Now, most people start by chasing anyone with a pulse. They sit in random Facebook groups, send cold emails to every industry, and beg tiny businesses to give them a shot. That shotgun approach wastes energy and kills your confidence. When you try to serve everyone, you bend your prices. You deliver low-level work, and you still end up broke. Today, you're going to learn why that happens and how to flip it on its head. The first big mistake is thinking that every business needs what you sell. New designers often convince themselves that because everyone has a website, anyone is a potential client. They chase small local shops and hobby brands who see a website as a digital flyer. Most of these people are looking for the cheapest option and have no real marketing budget. They might promise they'll upgrade later, but you end up stuck in a cycle of revisions and unpaid scope creep. Worse, they don't take your advice. In a discussion of high-ticket projects, professional designers point out that small clients tend to make subjective decisions like, I prefer this purple, rather than thinking about their customers. They're not paying for expertise. They want a cheap pair of hands. And that attitude alone is a big red flag. Low budget clients also cut corners because they don't understand the cost of cutting corners. Does that make sense? Cheap web design promises speed and simplicity, but rarely delivers. Businesses launch on a budget, growth kicks in, and the site cannot keep up. Technical cracks show, messaging blurs, and credibility takes a hit. Cheap templates focus on getting something online, not on what you want to do, who it's for, and why you're worth trusting. A poorly designed site drives customers away and may not even show up in the search results. Cheap sites often lack functionality and ongoing support. Many are so poorly built that the client actually ends up paying for a rebuild. That's the whole world of low budget clients. Constant emergencies, little profit, and no pride in the work. Targeting everybody fails because it ignores economics. If somebody sells their products, for example, for $25, their average customer might spend $40 a few times a year for 2 years. A lifetime value of around $320. How can that person justify a $5,000 website? They simply can't. They haggle, question every line item, and still think it's expensive. Like, it makes no sense. When you agree to work with them, you're gambling that they'll see the light next time. This will be better the next time around. This scope creep will end soon. Spoiler, they won't. They simply don't have the margins to make it make sense. Now let's define who you should not work with. Stay away from businesses with no marketing budget, who view a website as a static brochure. Avoid founders who think design is just about colors and fonts, because cheap sites are not optimized for search. They lack functionality, they load slowly, and they may expose the business to security issues. Those facts matter because if somebody believes a $500 website is good enough, then you cannot convince them that spending 10 times more will transform their business. Simply, these clients don't understand that a website should explain what you do, who it's for, and why you're worth trusting. When you hear a prospect talk about just needing something simple, you're actually hearing a signal that they don't see their website as a growth tool. Politely let them know that you're not the right fit. So who are the good clients? High-value clients aren't defined by a niche. They are defined by the economics of their business. Cost per lead benchmarks show huge differences across industries. Like, for example, a lead for a law firm can cost over $700. While an e-commerce lead might be under $100. A legal lead can turn into a client worth tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. High-stakes sectors like legal, finance, and insurance spend between $460 and $784 per lead because each new client represents serious revenue. A personal injury lawyer may happily pay hundreds of dollars for a single click because one lead can lead to a case worth of tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. High cost per lead signals a profitable market where competitors will pay a premium because they know those leads deliver a massive return, okay? There are these people who won't flinch at a $5,000 or $10,000 website. High ticket clients also have a high customer lifetime value. A B2B software company selling a subscription at $500 per month keeps clients for 3 years, generating roughly $18,000. Spending $250 on a lead is a no-brainer. It just mathematically makes sense. In that world, paying you $5,000 or more for a high-performing website is just another smart investment. Contrast that with a coffee brand that earns $320 per customer over 2 years. They can't justify the same outlay. Good clients understand this math instinctively because they already invest in growth. They run ads, they hire copywriters, and look for ways to improve conversions. They treat their website as their best salesperson. Potential customers do most of their decision making online before talking to a human, so a website works 24/7 and is often the best impression of the business. Improving user experience can increase conversions by up to 400%, and each $1 invested in the UX, in the user's experience within the website, can bring a return of up to $100. That's a 100x on your money. And that's the mindset of a high-ticket client. Design is not the expense, it's an investment. Your ideal client is any business where one customer is worth thousands of dollars. Service providers with high-ticket offers such as law firms, medical practices, financial advisors, SaaS companies, and consultants fit this profile. These businesses know that first impressions are made in a split second, and 94% of those impressions are based on design alone. They care about credibility and want a site that guides visitors towards action. And they often spend serious money on advertising and having someone responsible for growth. When you show them how a custom site can shorten the sales cycle and increase conversions, they nod because they're already watching metrics like time to close, conversion rates, and lead quality. They see their website as an engine that needs fuel and optimization. They understand that content, design, and analytics must work together to generate revenue. Those are the clients who value premium design. And to identify them in their real world, start by looking at their current website. Is it built on a basic template with generic stock photos, or does it actually have a strong brand identity? Does it load quickly? Is it easy to navigate? And does it include clear call to action? High-value businesses usually invest in photography, copywriting, and branding because they know exactly that first impressions matter. Next, you gotta see if they're actively marketing. Use tools to check whether they're running ads on Google, Meta, or social platforms, because businesses paying hundreds of dollars per lead aren't doing it by accident. They have ad campaigns driving traffic to their site. And finally, consider the economics. If they're selling a $20 product, politely move on. But if one sale is worth thousands and they already invest in growth, then lean in because these are your people. Accept that you are not for everybody, and that is a good thing. The moment you realize this, you can stop chasing low-budget clients and start courting the right ones. High-ticket projects expect higher services, and that means more deliverables, higher professionalism, and a deeper investment in brand strategy. When you work with clients who respect that, you're able to deliver outcomes that make a real difference. You become a partner, not a vendor. You're selling an outcome and not a website. Now, to wrap it up, stop trying to be everything to everyone. Let the low-budget clients go. Focus on businesses that invest in growth and have high-value offers. Look at industries where a lead is worth thousands, check if they run ads, invest in branding, and treat their website like a sales engine. Remember that people make decisions before they ever speak to a human, and that design is responsible for most of those impressions. These are the clients who will happily pay for a premium website because they understand the return. When you position yourself for them, you'll find selling high-end websites actually becomes much easier. You'll do work that you're proud of, get paid what you're worth, and your clients will see real results. That's all for this one. I'll see you on the next.